Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve CodeShapes Peterson graph problem. So before we start looking into the problem details, some examples and the solution for this problem, I just want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people who are preparing for their Java J2 interviews and for their coding interviews. On my channel, you will find a lot of helpful videos that can help you in your job interview preparation and in your coding interview preparation. Uh, on coding interview side, there are very important questions varieties such as BFS, DFS, matrix problems, graph problems, binary search tree problems, dynamic programming problems, coding interview questions related to linked list, strings, optimization problems using priority queues, and a lot of logical questions. So all these wide varieties is covered on my channel. You will find over 250 solved different varieties of coding problems. So if you practice those problems, that can definitely help you in your job interview preparation and in your coding interview preparation. So if you are preparing for any interviews, then please subscribe to this channel now. This channel can definitely help you in your job interview preparation. So please subscribe it. So let's look into the Peterson's graph problem. So the following graph G is called a Peterson graph if its vertices have been numbered from 0 to 9. Some letters have also been assigned to vertices of graph as can be seen on in this picture, right? So as you can see, the letters is given and these are the vertices. So as you can see, if you go like a clockwise here, then you will see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So total 5 vertices outside. Again, total 5 vertices are inside, right? There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total 10 vertices are there. So let's consider a walk W in graph G, which consists of L vertices W1, W2 to WL, such that the walk is connected with like Wi is connected with Wi plus 1. For 1 is less than equal to I is less than equal to L, a string S of L letters A to E is realized by walk W. The sequence of letters written along W is equal to S. Vertices can be visited multiple times while walking W, right? So let's go ahead and let me just move this up, because I cannot move this. Let me just move this on side for a second. So basically they are saying that they will give us one kind of a string and we have to figure out if it is walk is possible or not, right? So let's say if they have given us A, B, B, E, C, C, D. This is the string. So as you can see, we can go from like 0. So 0 is A, right? So 0 to 1. So means 0 to 1, sorry, 0 to 1 is this. So A, B, right? Then again B. So like this is again B. Then E is here we have to go. This is the E, right? After that C D, right? So from E we have to go to C. So this is the C. We can go from C again. We can go to C, and D is this one, right? So D is this one basically. So as you can see, there is a path in this graph that we can do a walk for this string basically, right? So let me just quickly show you basically, and then we will just move forward. So basically, because this is important to understand, so A means, let's say we are here, right? So so this is A basically, right? So this is A. Then after that, B means we can go to here, right? So this is B. After that again B. So B is the child of this B. This is the B child, right? B. After that E means we have to go to, from this B we have to go to its child E here, and then we have to go to C, C, D. So E's child is C, so this is E's child C, and C's child C is this one, so C, and this C's child is D. So this one is the path, right, that we can do a walk basically in this graph basically, right? And we have to specify that path here. So 0, 1, 6, as you can see, 0, 1, 6, right? 9, 7, 2, 3, 9, 7, 2, 3. So this is the way we can do a walk in this graph, right? So let's go ahead and take a look forward. So now I'll just remove those edges, so make it clean again, so this whiteboard. So let's look into the further details. Your task is to determine whether there is a walk W which realizes a given string S in graph, and if so, find lexicographically least such walk. So we have to find out a walk, and we have to, so for example, they have given two examples here, right? So let's take a look at these examples. So input is the string that they will give us a string that they have given here, right? So AAB is one string. So AAB is one string, and we have to find out if there is any path AAB, right? So let me just show you quickly, and then we will go. So let's go here. So AAB, right? So this is another whiteboard we can use quickly. So let me just modify the size to 6. So let's see. So AAB, right? So what we can do is, this is the A we can take, right? This is the A we can take. From this A, we can go to this A, right? This A. So AA and then B, right? AAB. So which means that this is 5, this is 0, and this is 1. So we have to print 5, 0, 1 basically, right? Because there is a path like this AAB, and this is the lexicographically smallest path here in this graph, right? So from this A we can go to this A, and from this A we can go to this B. So 5, 0, 1 we can print here. So let me just revert this back again. So now in the second example they are saying that AABE, right? So what they are saying is A, B and E, right? So is there any path here like this? So we can go from this A to this A, right? So this is AA. Here we can go to this B, but now as you can see, from this B we cannot go to E, because there is no path which is go to which will go to E basically, right? So there is no possibility of this path. If we start by using this A, then we can go to this A. So AA. After this A we cannot go to B basically, right? Because there is this A's children are C, D, and this is again A child, right? This way. So AABE is not possible basically, right? So this path is not possible, which means that in that case we have to just return -1, right? So this is the path, sorry, this is the problem on CodeChef, and the name of the problem is Peterson's graph. So let's look into the so I think you understood uh, clearly like what we are trying to do, right? So um, let's say we have another string, let's say for example, let's say, right, A, B, C, D, D. Let's say this is our string. So we are trying to find out if there is a path in this graph like this or not, right? So one of the possible path is this one, right? So this, from this A we can go to this A, right? So this is 5, this is 0, so we will write 5 then 0. From this A we can go to B like this, right? So this is the B, we can go here. So this is 1, right? So we can write 1 here. From this B we can go to C. So C is here, right? So C is here, so we can go to this C. So this is 2, so we will write 2 here. From this C we have to go to D, so we can go from this C to this D. This is the D, and we will write 3 here, right? 3 is the value of that node. And from D we will again go to this D, right? And we have to write 8. 8 is the value of that node, right? So see, this is basically they will give us a string, and we have to find out the path if it is possible or not, right? So basically first thing is how we are going to solve this problem, right? So first thing is we will create a connectivity linked list, right? Connectivity linked list we will create. So which will tell us, let's say the 0 node, right? Which are the child of this 0 node. So 4, 5 and 1, they are the child of 0 node like this, right? So parent and child relationship we will create using connectivity or adjacency linked list basically, right? Adjacency linked list we will create. And also we have to also create the mapping, right? So A is mapped to 0 basically, then B is mapped to 1, right? Then B is mapped to 6 also. So this mapping also we will create, and then we will do BFS, right? So we will actually, our solution will be using breadth first search or breadth first traversal. So what we will do, to solve this problem is, let me just take this one, quickly here. Image Peterson graph. Peterson graph is here. So this is the Peterson graph. So what we will do is, let's say we are trying to solve example. They have given us a path called as AAB, for example, right? AAB they have given us. And so what we will do is we will start doing a BFS, right? BFS we will do. So we will first take this A. Let's say, for example, there are two possibilities for us now. Either we can take this A or we can take this A, right? So let's just consider that we are taking this A now. So we will try to go to all its children, right? Using BFS we will go. So we will try to find out if there is a child which is A, right? This A is already there. So now we are trying to find the next continuity in the string, right? Next continuity character is A. So for one of his child A is here, right? So we found this child A. So now again, now for this A we want to find out if B is there. Now the connectivity to B is there or not from this A, right? So this A has child called as D, C, and this previous is A, right? It does not have any child with B, so it is not possible with this A. If we start with this A, the AAB is not possible, right? So now what we will do is we will try to start with another A. So this is another A possibility, right? So this is our character A. We are starting with this A using BFS, right? BFS we are doing. So we will put it in queue, right? And then we will do the BFS. So after this A, we want to find out if it's any of its child A is there, right? So we find one child here, which is A. So we will take this A child, right? So we found this continuous string AA. So now we want to go from this A to B, right? So we will check if it has any child, if this A has any child called as B. So we found one child, right? So this is the one child that we found, which is B basically, right? So now it means that our length of the string is ended, so our BFS ends and we found this path 501, right? So 501 we will output as our answer, right, using BFS. So let's take a look into the Java code now. So it's not that difficult. So first thing is we are going to create the adjacency linked list called as connections. It is array of linked list, right? Because we want to keep so how will it look like, right? So for example, if array 0, right, array 0 will have what values it will have? It will have all its children, right, like 4, 5 and 1. So this is how it will look like, right? 4, 5 and 1. So this is the adjacency list, right? So this means that these are zeros children, right? These are zeros children. So this is what we are doing basically. So so in these connections basically we are going to add these connections, right? So I just created this graph basically that is given to us. So for 0 the connection is to 5, 0 to 1, 0 to 4, as you can see, 0 to 4, 0 to 5, 0 to 1. So this connectivity I just created this graph manually here, right? This is given to us, so this graph is connected manually basically, right? All this connectivity matrix or adjacency list we created. So this is the graph, right? After that I created one mapping. This is the hash map to map A to 0, B to 1, C to 2, D to 3 and E to 5, right? So this mapping is there, it's given in the problem only, as you can see. See, this is it is guaranteed that S only consists of symbols A to E, right? So this mapping is there. If you look at the Peterson graph, it already, like, it only consists of A, B, C, D, E, right? Only those characters. So we just did a mapping for that here, right? And after that, the string is given to us AAB, that I just showed you how we will take the AAB and we will do the BFS on that string. So first thing is we will choose this first character A and we will get it from our mapping, right? A. So the value we get it 0 for the A, right? So 0 we get it from the mapping. And so there is one important thing to note, that here is we always have two kind of things, like a is mapped to 0, also a is mapped to 1, right? So sorry, a is mapped to 0 plus 5 basically, right? So this is another mapping basically. So what we are going to logically deduct that information, right? We are not putting it into the map, we are going to logically deduct that information, because a is 0 as well as a is 5. So if you look at this graph, so a is 0, you can see it here, a is 0, but a is also 5, right? Means 0 plus 5 basically. Similarly, b is 1 and b is 1 plus 5 also, which is 6, right? So there are two mappings basically, but other mapping we are logically going to deduce, right? For example, what it means is b is mapped to 1 plus 5, right? So 1 is already we will get from map, and we will have to add 5 into that, right? Because there are two mappings for the b character, right? So first thing is we will go and get the start mapping directly from the map, and length is the string length. After that we will pass the start as it is, for example 0 for a, but we will also have to do two BFS, right? Two breadth first search. One is with this start as 0 and one is with start as 0 plus 5, right? 0 plus 5 means start plus 5. So if it is B, then we will have to do BFS as 1 and 1 plus 5, which is 6, right? So we will have to do both these BFS, correct? And what we are trying to do, I'll just explain you quickly. So I'll just revert these things back so I can tell you what we are doing basically. This thing is, you already understood this. So what we are doing is we are going to do BFS with this A. If this does not give us the result, then we are going to do the BFS with this A, right? Because there are two A's. So that is what we are doing here, correct? So let's look into the answer here. So now if any of these BFS gives us a true, then we are going to print the walk. Walk is a string builder that we will prepare in during our BFS, right? As you can see, walk is a string builder, correct? So first thing is walk dot length, we will set it to 0. We will have prev index and current index is equal to start in the beginning, right? And we will just append the first character here, right? Walk dot append start. Start means character, means we will put the integer basically, not actual character. For example 0, if we are starting with this a, we will put 0. If we are starting with this a, we will put 5, right? So like that basically. So after that we will have to walk with remaining characters, right? So from 1 to the end of the characters in the string, we have to do the walking, and we have to check. So prev index is equal to current index. We will first capture the current index into the prev index variable, and after that we will try to check in this for loop. What we are doing is this one basically, right? For example, if we are starting with this a as the starting point, we are checking this a as the starting point. We are checking if we are going through each of its children, right? So what are the children? The D is one child, C is one child, and A is one child. So we are going through all these children and we are checking if the child is A basically, right? So child is A or not, that's what we are checking in this for loop, right? If we find the child is equal to A, then in that case we are just updating the current index to next, right? And then we will append the walk to the next, which means that we will append, for example, once we find this A as the child, then we will append first 5 we have, right, for this A, then we will append this 0 basically, correct? So that's what we are doing here. And we will break for this for loop, and we will go to the next character here again, right? Because we are still in this outside for loop. So we will keep looping. In case if we don't find a child, right, we went through all the children, we don't find a child which is matching this next character, right? In that case our previous index will be equal to current index, and then it means that we are not having any child with that for the character we are looking for. For example, if we are looking for this A and A is not there, then in that case there is no point, means we will not find the whole string, right? Then we will just return false. Otherwise we will keep looping through this for loop, and we will keep looping until we are keeping finding the next character, right? From for this A we'll again try to find out B, like this basically, right? So that's how the BFS works. At the end, if we come out of this for loop, it means that we found the whole string, and we will just return true, and our string is already captured, the walking path is captured in the walk, and we are just going to print the walk here, right? So let's go ahead and execute this code now. So it should print us 501, right? As I showed you, 501, right? AAB 501 it should give us. So let's go ahead and execute this. So we are getting correct answer 501. This is the same example that we are taking from here. So here you can see AAB and 501, right? So let's take some more examples so you will understand more. So other example we already took is AAB CDD, right? So AAB CDD. So this is another example we will try. So as you can see, if we will start with this A, we'll go here. So 5, right? Then 0, then 1, right? Like 5, 0, 1, then CDD means 2, 3, 8. 2, 3, 8, right? So let's try this example AAB CDD. So as you can see 501238, right? So here also you can see 501238. So we are getting the correct answer. So this is the walking path of the Peterson graph for this string, right? So now we can walk until this D point, right? So CDD means we walked until this point. So now after this point, we know that we can only go to its children are A or B or D, right? So if I put C after this D, if I put a C after this D, it should give us -1, right? So let's try that, because there is no path corresponding to this string. So as you can see, it is getting us -1, because as you can see after this D we don't have any child with C. Basically the child is A, B and D, but C is not there, so it will give us -1, right? So this is the way we can solve chord shapes problem Peterson graph. So we already walked through the code. So it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to put this code on my GitHub account and give you the link. You can check it out from there. You can also try some other examples for the Peterson graph. If you are new to my channel, there is a CodeChef as well as Codeforces channels on my playlist on my channel, which has a lot of solved different varieties of coding problems. You can go through them. Also there is a big playlist called as LeetCode and LeetCode solutions that has lots of over 250 coding problems solved and explained with whiteboarding sessions, and Java code examples are there. So you can also go through that playlist that has a lot of different varieties of questions solved and explained, that includes BFS, TFS, matrix problems, graph problems, binary search tree problems, dynamic programming problems, coding questions related to linked list, strings, optimization problems using priority queues, and different lot of varieties of logical questions explained with whiteboarding sessions and Java code and examples. So if you go through this playlist, it will give you a lot of good practice on the coding interviews, will definitely be helpful. If you like this video, if you find this video helpful, and if you like the way it's been created with whiteboarding session, examples and Java code, then please give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel. Your subscription to the channel is really important for us, because that is the way the videos can reach to more people who need help in solving coding problems. Main goal of the channel is to help people in their coding preparation of their coding questions and coding interviews and Java interviews. They can also saw these coding problems solved and understand how to approach different varieties of coding problems, and how to use Java APIs and libraries to to solve different varieties of coding problems. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you have any questions related to the video, then please put your questions below the description. Also share this video with your friends and colleagues, and thanks for watching this video.